Hey, there we go. Got it. All right, cool. All right, now. Now I can talk about what I want to talk about. So when you're like kind of new, or you haven't really been playing people in fighting games really extensively, you can know like, oh, I like watching this game. I like seeing other people play this game. I like the characters in this game, but I'm not that good at doing combos, so I don't really understand the game that well. And then one day you decide like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm going to get my pad, my stick, my keyboard, my hitbox, mixbox, whatever have you, to play, right? And then you go in the training mode, you're like, okay, I can kind of parse together some stuff, I get it. But then you sit down and you play people, or like, yeah, let's say you play people in person, because let's say this is before the dark times, before darkness washed over the world. You sit down and you play somebody like for casuals at your local, and then you're just like, oh god, I don't remember any of my combos. I'm nervous. They'll think I'm a scrub. They probably don't want to play me anymore. People are watching. I don't want to mess up. I don't want them to get up after the first game. I don't want people to think I play a bad character, etc., etc., right? So this is a thing that happens because I still have those friends. I have a friend who played. They played, what game was it? Was it Gear? It was Gear. Yeah, it was like Exerd. They played Exerd. So they were learning Soul, but the times they would do combos in training mode, they were like, okay, they would get like 50% of their combos consistently, which is good. But then they would play people online or in person, they would, like, I could tell they were nervous as fuck, especially if it was offline. Like, I would look at their hands while they're playing, and the hands would just be like shaking, and I'm just like, ugh. So I told them, like, maybe you don't have to play all the time. You could just like if you don't think you're comfortable or you're having second doubts, don't play. The worst thing you can do is be nervous when you're playing and then you're not having any fun because you're just like, man, I actually can land these combos, but I'm so nervous I can't do anything, right? It's usually better to just like walk back and be like, I'll play when I'm actually ready. Because you don't have to play every single time. It doesn't have to be right then and there. You can take your time, it's fine. No, there's no rush. Because, again, the worst thing you could do is play when you're not feeling 100%, and then your experience is worsened because of it. You don't want to do that. Way worse online? Maybe. Online could be another qualifier, because people will see your tag that you're using online, and they'll like look for you and be like, look at this person, they fucking can't do XYZ, I perfected them 3 times in a row, whatever. And that's hard. Like, I can understand that anxiety as well. It sucks. Like, I personally don't know what that's like anymore, because I don't think I was ever like that. I think I just wanted to sit down and play, and if I forgot my combos, I'd be like, damn, I need to practice some more, and I would do that. But it's different for those types of situations. Are different for everybody. I'm not trying to quantify them as like me, as myself. Everyone should be like me, and it's not like that. One of the Grand Blue pre-release tournaments at EVO. Don't think you've ever been so nervous. Yeah, like some people when they play on stream, they're like, oh man, people are watching me. Oh god, I'm on the big stage, like that runs through your head at first, and you're like, holy shit, that's terrible. Whereas other people are just like, yeah, I get to play on stream, yeah, people get to see me, I'll show this to my friends later, it'll be cool. Like, there's 2 different thought processes there. And it's like really, it's interesting because you would think that most people who play on stream would be happy. They're like, I'm playing on stream, I have my match recorded, everyone can see me, this will be on like the main channel for whatever. But then there's a lot of people who are just like, yeah, I don't want to play on stream. Like, when I used to run brackets for people at majors and locals, people would be like, hey, I don't want to play on stream, and I'm just like, yeah, you don't have to play on stream. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm just like, yes, you don't have to play on stream if you're not comfortable. Like, there is no way people should force you to play on stream if you're not comfortable, The only exception is when it's like, if it's top 8, you kind of don't have a choice at that point, because, it's being a live stream, so you don't have a choice. You would have to get over that fear, unfortunately. Because I don't know what you do at that point. Because I don't think, what's it called? When you sign up for some tournaments now on Smash GG, there's a waiver or something that says that if you're at a certain point in the tournament, it's going to be streamed. and I don't think you're allowed to bow out of that. I have to check that again, but I want to make sure. Super stress inducing. Oh yeah, like people doing commentary. Well, people doing commentary, not people like yelling behind you.
Watashi wa gamer desu?
Yo, let's chill. Thank you for the follow. What's up? What was I gonna say? Yeah, so like there's two instances of that, right? There's one of people doing commentary, like on a desk or something, like away from you, not too far from you, and you can kind of hear them. You're like, oh man, they're talking about me. And then there's people, the players, the other players or spectators behind you, just being like, oh, look at that fucking DP. This guy's a fucking wild boy. And you're just like, man, I just wanted to DP. He did that safe jump wasn't safe. I knew that. I wanted to DP. You know, shit like that. Whereas the commentators would be like, oh, they DP because they probably wanted to turn back. They were tired of blocking. They want to see what their response is. You know, smart shit. Then you got people being like, you don't want to block anymore. You fucking scrub. Yeah, that'll mess you up, honestly, which sucks. You don't want that. But it sucks too because fighting games are very social activity, super social, which a lot of people don't really understand. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. A lot of people who only want to play the game and then have everyone just like clamor to them immediately after because they're a good player. It's like, that's not how it works. It's like, you need to play people, and if people ask you questions or say hi, you have to be cordial. Hang out, well, not hang out, but you have to say hi. Like, you know, if you have questions, you can ask me if you're a good player. And you got other players who just want to like mash, which is also okay. But you have to interact with one other person to mash. You have to be like, hey, do you want to play? And that's the most you have to talk to most people. It made the actual tournament matches I play a lot more relaxed though. Oh, okay, see, that's the other thing. Like, once you get over that first wave of nervousness, it gets better. Although I cannot remember the last time I was just fucking nervous when I played. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I was actually nervous. I'm really trying to think when the last time I was nervous when I played. Offline at EVO is just a big convention center. You don't know where to go find casual stuff. Where casuals. No, I used to be nervous when I played in tournaments, but it's like I can't remember when that stopped happening. I would just sit down and play and be like, oh fuck, I lost, or oh man, this person's pretty good, or you know, stuff like that. Not like, oh damn, I'm gonna get blown out. Like, oh man, I hope I do well, or I hope no one thinks I'm a scrub. Well, I think that now. I honestly think whenever I play, I hope people don't think I'm a scrub, but it's not like to be nervous. It's more like I don't want to have to talk shit back to people. Because if people are toxic to me, I will be toxic to you. Don't be like me. You don't know where to find locals? Let's see. There should be a Discord, or there should be some Google document sheet that has locations that you can... There should be a Google doc sheet that shows which region has what locals. There should be somewhere. You have to be subpar before you can be good. Setting and trading. That's true. Like, you're definitely, if you're going to be nervous at some point when you play people. Some people, a lot of people have that, they just have that nervousness in them when they try to perform in front of people. So even when you're playing sports, a lot of people are nervous when they play sports, right? Like, they get out into the field, they get out into the court, they're going to be nervous for the first few minutes, but then afterwards you shake it off throughout the day and you're like, okay, I feel better. Like, even in casuals, when you're like, oh man, the first casuals in a while, I'm kind of nervous, and then like an hour later you're like, all right, cool, I'm good. Trading mode is important for like the basic learning stuff, but afterwards it's like you still need to play other people online or offline, because you still need to have that social interaction. Like, online, the social interaction is that other people might be watching without your knowledge. Well, the thing is, like, those games, when you have to like seek out Discords or other social media outlets to play people on those games, the problem there is like, okay, you need to do a whole lot of looking, and then you need to introduce yourself to those people who are playing those games that are more obscure. So you actually have to do more. You have to do more opening up when you talk to people in terms of, I like this game, I play this character, I come from this scene, I've played X, Y, and Z. Like, you have to do more talking than just going into a Discord, putting in an IP, and, you know, playing people. When like the community is smaller, you actually have to interact with people way often, because they aren't people you see like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. You'll probably see them like every other day when you net play to some extent, or every day when you net play, because you're a much smaller community. So that can be kind of nervous too, because a lot of people still they have the social anxiety, even if it's not face to face, because talking to other people is still hard sometimes. But it's fun. Yeah, as long as it's like, you don't have to play people. There's nothing that says you have to play people. You can just be a training mode monster and find all this cool stuff and like share it with people, like, hey, if you play this character, I found this thing that works against this whole cast. Like, that's very important too. You have to remember that. You're not forced to play anyone. You could just mess with the game as a whole and find cool interactions within the game. Like, playing people is like the whole, hey, I want to, you know, compete. I want to do the 1v1 thing. I want to be cool. Yeah, exactly. See, Skullgirls is great for that. Like, you're just like, yeah, I wonder how you get out of this setup, or I wonder how this reset works, or I wonder how I can modify this combo. Especially because the save states in Skullgirls is so good. Yeah, there's definitely branches. There's a whole bunch of fighting games that people don't know about that are quote-unquote obscure.